Hello, my name is Okada, and today we are looking at Sea of Thieves. Now, this is not a new game, though it is new to this channel for us, but I am not new to the game. I am an old school pirate legend from the first year when it came out, though I did take a break from the game, but have been dipping my toe back into it and playing it a bit and enjoying myself. And recently they released like a little mini expansion. It's Tall Tales, they call it. It's an add-on for The Legend of Monkey Island. Now, I am an old school gamer from way back. I played a bunch of the LucasArts games, and there are story-driven games back then, like Space Quest and Leisure Suit Larry, and of course Monkey Island. And so I jumped at the chance to play this, and I got to play it the other night with a frequent viewer of our channel, Charmer. And we had a blast playing through it, getting to explore the island and the storyline. It was so well done, but unfortunately, we didn't realize that there were some minor side questy things, little milestones that we missed along the way, even though we completed the entire storyline. So I wanted to hop back in and just kind of get all those achievements, and thought, you know what, maybe you guys would find it entertaining to check this out as well. Now, there are going to be spoilers. If you are a Sea of Thieves player, this is going to give away basically everything that you need to figure out on the island. So you've been warned. That being said, I'm going to hop into it, get on a little sloop on my own, and make my way to the island. So I'll see you guys there. Alright, we have had the good fortune of starting off here on Plunder Outpost, which happens to be where we need to be because, you see that archway in the distance? That's how we get to Melee Island, which is the island we're going to as part of the Monkey Island Part 1 for the Tall Tales. And this lady right here, she's the NPC of interest, though what we actually need to do is vote for the Tall Tale, journey to Melee Island.
Hey, don't touch that! Not unless you think you're tough enough to track down the man I'm hunting. Everything I know is in that logbook. I'd find him myself if I had the money to get back on the waves. But for now, I'm just another landlubber selling tours.
Ah, Captain Capsize. I see you've already settled in and started making friends.
I don't want friends. What I want is someone willing to drag that pirate pretender back to reality. Then he can have a long and meaningful conversation with the sole of my boot.
Which won't happen unless you take the time to explain our situation. A while ago, I invited a pirate named Guybrush Threepwood and his wife Elaine to celebrate their honeymoon here on the Sea of Thieves.
You mean a fraud named Guybrush Threepwood? Though I'd also accept liar, imposter, figurehead thief.
Guybrush accepted my invitation, but his ship never arrived. After a while, I began to fear the worst. So I began making inquiries in the Sea of the Damned.
And found me stuck there, sailing in circles in my old glass-bottomed boat. Something that looked like it anyway.
A memory of yours made real by the Sea of the Damned. In that realm, people and places from long ago can come back to haunt you, mingling with all the hopes and dreams in your heart. I fear that Guybrush has become trapped in memories of his own. Memories of a distant pirate sanctuary known as Melee Island. If he is not rescued, he will remain sealed in a dream world for all eternity, surrounded by fragments of his past. That is why I have asked Kate to recruit pirates who are both willing and able to broach the Sea of the Damned and save Guybrush.
And then everybody here will see what a pathetic dope he really is. It's a good plan. Think they can pull it off?
I believe they can. Kate learned of Guybrush's whereabouts, but was never able to reach him. You will be sailing into uncharted territory. On Melee Island, things may be very different from the Sea of Thieves you know.
Which is why you should take my logbook. But don't lose it. Once Threepwood has been rescued, I'm going to make him eat every last page.
You should keep an open mind, Kate. Out here, enemies can enter the same tavern and depart as friends.
When it comes to Guybrush Threepwood, I don't need an open mind. Only a closed fist. Well, don't
She's a
just
little
stand
spitfire.
there. Sail through that archway and find Threepwood. The logbook I gave you has everything you need to know.
Alright, so we're going to, again, we're going to head right to there. You don't need to take anything special with you. You don't have to have a fully stocked ship or anything like that because everything is self-contained on the island. You just got to get there. Let's hop aboard. Raise anchor. Set sail for Melee Island. Probably sailing into the wind, of course.
Dear Diary, wow, what an incredible end to an amazing adventure. I outwitted the evil pirate LeChuck, caused an avalanche, kinda, and lived to tell the tale. Even better, Elaine and I finally got married, and all of our friends were there too. I don't think we've ever been happier. Now all we have to do is set a course and begin our honeymoon, sailing on the Sea of Thieves. To get there, we have to pass through the Devil's Shroud. Elaine says it's no big deal so long as we follow the map, but I don't know. I miss seeing the stars. I had the nightmare again. I wake up in our cabin. Elaine is gone. And at the end of my bed, LeChuck is there, laughing at me. It's crazy, I know. I left him buried back on Monkey Island, but why does it feel so real? I can almost hear the laughter.
Alright, so we have a quest book, which was the logbook that we acquired. And I imagine these are islands that maybe will be in a future version of this tale, because it's not complete yet. But this is basically her logbook.
But when I did get back to sleep, I had a very different dream. I was back where it all began, on my quest to become a legendary pirate. Back at the start of my very first adventure.
So as you can see, she's not done well for his picture there on the left. But mainly, this is just going to give us some recounting of the story that we've already heard. Feel free to pause the video if you want to read these. And here we have a map of the town that we are sailing into. And a shipping manifest, which will be relevant in a bit. It could have been a little straighter. Still, any boat you can walk off of is a good docking. All right, you just stop moving there. Okay, so this is Melee Island. And we looked at the map earlier, so starting off right there is the tavern. But first off, we need to start paying attention to all these little containers because we're going to be looking for a bunch of pieces 08. A lot of this will be running around the island looking for pieces of 8. Now, I'm not going to document where all of them are at because there are a lot of them. And, you know, if you do want to play this, you know, look around for them. See? Just sitting around top. And that's, you know, that's part of the challenge. Anything in here? Nothing in there. But one of the things you do want to keep an eye out for are locations that you can sit down. And one of the side missions that we did not complete when we were playing it, we really didn't realize it was a side mission, was sitting on all those locations because they do trigger commentary of the story leading up to now. And they're not necessary, but it's nice to hear. And again, you get the story in the background. So I'm going to run around and pick up some pieces of 8, real quick like, and then I'll start showing you the locations because we're going to need money before we can actually do anything. So I'm still collecting some money, but I wanted to show you guys this pretty cool vantage point, which is also relative to picking up money. This is the top of the island. And you can see locations down here that are not currently accessible. There is the mansion that eventually we're going to be aiming towards, but all this in the background, this is not currently accessible, so I'm assuming they're going to be in future quests associated with this. But we get this old guy up here, he's a lookout.
Yikes! Don't sneak up on me like that.
And this expansion is full of just wonderful flavor text and commentary. I highly encourage that if you play it to go through and talk to everybody, listen to what they say, and read all of it because it's really rich. I'm not going to go through all of it here because this would be a 4-hour video. But we are going to tell this guy that there's a ship coming.
You what? A ship, you say? Ooh, this could be serious.
And now that he's distracted, yoink. Thank you.
Well, whoever it was, they're gone now. Guess I'll keep my eyes open.
I'm sorry, but you know, it's for a greater cause. And we gotta find the way back down. Is it this way? Take us this way. So we nearly have the amount of starting money we need. We're going to visit the church. I believe the only purpose of the church is to steal money from it. A lovely place, isn't it? We need 45, so we're almost there. Alright, we have found the initial pieces of 8 that we need, which would be 45. We actually have a little bit extra here. And it's going to allow us to actually kickstart the storyline. But we still haven't, you know, explored the town, which I just wanted to knock that out, getting the money together so that as we explore the locations, we could kind of progress the story as well. So we're going to start out here in the Scum Bar. Pirate hanging from an anchor from the ceiling. That guy's having a jolly old time. So this place is full of pirates who are more or less not pirating anymore. And there's a lot of story to get from talking to these. This guy, I think, will mainly fill us in on what we need to know for the storyline.
Ahoy there, stranger. New in town? That's the stupidest question I've ever heard. Why, this is the world-famous Melee Island, of course. Home to some of the filthiest rogues and rascals you'll ever cross paths with. Though if I were you, I'd not stray too far beyond the village. The weather's taken an awful turn tonight. A stranger could get lost in that pea soup. Oh, plenty of places to spend your pieces of 8. Though I'd wager most will be closed at this hour. Except maybe the general store. That old skinflint never sleeps.
So the general store is relevant because it's where we're going to need to spend some money.
Then there's the old jail, the church. But if you ask me, there's nowhere better than this very pub. Why not sit for a spell and soak it all in?
And we have already pilfered the church. So for the purpose of the storyline, we are done with the church.
Well, I am a pirate, but alas, I am not a
He
captain.
looks like a captain to me.
Truth be told, I haven't been out on the waves for many a month. It all began when that LeChuck business forced us back to shore. Once he was the terror of the Caribbean, roaming the seas on his fearsome ghost ship until he was scuppered by the legend of Monkey Island. Oh, not what, who? I'm talking about the most fearless felon to ever don a captain's hat and sail straight into the waiting maw of death itself. Guybrush Threepwood.
The legend of Monkey Island. Guybrush Threepwood.
Once we heard what had happened to LeChuck, most of us pirates chose to retire. There's no point trying to compete with the legend of Monkey Island. Our governor is none other than the legend of Monkey Island himself. He keeps this whole area prosperous for his fellow pirates.
So the governor is Guybrush.
My name is Mancom Seepgood. What of who? Never heard of it. And I've sailed as far as Dinky Island, but Melee Island is the place to be nowadays, thanks to the governor. Now that you're here, you should relax and take a load off. Uh-oh, looks like my grog is going flat, so you'll have to excuse me.
So here he's bringing up the grog. Grog isn't supposed to be fizzy.
Maybe not on this Sea of Thieves you're so proud of, but in these parts, we prefer a beverage with a little extra kick to it. Kerosene, red dye #2.
Kerosene.
If you're brave enough to try some for yourself, we usually sneak ours out of the big barrel in the kitchen. You can join us in a toast to the legend of Monkey Island.
So this is the line that we care about from him. Letting us know about the special brew that is in the big barrel and that we can join in on a toast. Now again, I'm not going to run around and talk to everybody. What's relevant is, you can see here, steel Clocktower key.
Hands off! That key's for official town business only.
See, we can't actually steal them right now. And if we look around, this guy right here, we could steal pieces of 8.
Hey, keep your greedy hands to yourself.
This one also has pieces of 8 we could steal.
Try that again, and you'll be joining the devil for supper.
I don't think there's anyone on this that we have to deal with. We talk to them, but nothing to steal. There's also a side quest to take a seat in the scum bar, which, as you can see here, we didn't do before, which is kind of crazy because I sat all kinds of places. So we're going to do that right now and get credit for that combination. There we go. So be sure to sit down in one if you do come out here to do this mission. So you mentioned that we can talk to these folks.
Tremble, mortal, before the mighty skulls of scum.
What we care about now is they spoke about the grog which is right there. But unfortunately,
That's for kitchen staff only.
we can't get our hands on it.
Hey, you shouldn't be back here.
So let's talk to the chef here. I'm looking for work.
Can't help you there. I've just hired a new assistant, and they should be starting today. Assuming they show up for work. Don't know what the delay is all about, but I hope they remember to pick up their uniform from the general store. I've had it reserved all week.
Does it matter what they wear?
Of course it matters. Cooking's a messy business, and you need to look the part. I just hope they get here soon. I'm rushed off my feet as it is. As soon as they arrive, I'm going on my break.
So there's our first kind of mission. As soon as the assistant shows up wearing the appropriate outfit, he's going to go on break. And of course, we want access to that. There's also something else we're going to want access to, which is that. So we're going to go get the uniform. And this will give us an opportunity to tour the town. This is a side merchant. Just some colorful folk. Some shop guards. These are shops that are not active in this tall tale.
I don't think so, stranger. This ain't Wally's Duff Map shop no more, and that means it's off limits to the likes of you. Gubernatorial guards only. And since I don't see no uniform, and you also look like you're alive, I'm thinking that means you ain't exactly a guard. So sing your hook.
So like he said, not only do we not have the uniform, we also look pretty alive, so I'm not going to be fooling him anytime soon. Same goes for this guard over here.
Wait just a second. By order of the governor, mischievous potions and all forms of mojo magic are now banned here on Melee Island. That means this shop is permanently closed for business. Get it? Now move along.
All right, moving along. This is also the Clocktower. We saw a pirate back in the shop that had a Clocktower key. There's the door for it. Here's the shop that we care about.
Ahoy there, fancy pants. Keep your hands off the display cases. I just polished them.
So we need the uniform for the quest in the kitchen.
Oh, so you're the new cook for the Scum Bar. Nice job burning down that cargo ship. Well, the costume was never paid for, so if you still have a job to go to, you'll need to settle the bill. Now, you best hurry before somebody else makes me an offer.
See, he doesn't even care who he's selling it to. He's buy it now or someone else will make an offer.
There's a chest over there you can use to change clothes. Free of charge for paying customers.
How about a little bit of privacy?
Turn my back so you can pocket whatever's in my safe? Whew, you must think I was born yesterday.
All right. So right here is the uniform and the 45 pieces of 8 that we collected. Now he said the wardrobe was over here. Yes? No, right here. There we go. And there is our handsome pirate. Get a good look at him before we put on the apron. All right. All right. Before we go to the pub, we're going to look around the rest of the place here. We've already seen the church that we pilfered. This is the jail, and this is the path up to the mansion, which that guard is not going to let us through. So poor Otis here.
Are you a visitor? It's been so long since I've had anyone but Captain Coco to talk to. Oh, there was a little misunderstanding after I came back from Monkey Island. I came in a little too fast and smashed up the jetty pretty bad. But it wasn't my fault! You ever try to sail a galleon crewed entirely by monkeys? They emptied out my bananas, ran off, and left me to take the blame. Sure have. But it's okay. I'm good friends with the legend of Monkey Island. I was even on his crew once.
Doesn't sound like he's all there,
I'm
does
sure
it?
he'll be along to let me out, just as soon as he's finished his important, you know, governor stuff. Yep, anytime now. And it's not like I'm alone this time. Captain Coco and I keep one another company. If he didn't have me to talk to, he'd have lost his mind by now.
So obviously he's talking about the coconut in his hand.
Where? Oh, no. That's Captain Coco. He was my first mate on our journey back from Monkey Island. Say hello, Captain Coco.
Hello.
Oh, it's simple. Captain Coco and I met back when I was stranded. Our monkey crew didn't trust me back then, so he was my only friend.
And we've been inseparable ever since.
Hey! I don't know how it is where you come from, but eating your shipmates is not okay. I'd sooner go back to snacking on rats.
We suggested that he could have eaten the coconut if he got hungry. Want me to get you out of jail?
That would be great! But I don't know how you would. The sheriff has all the keys, and I haven't seen him since the governor's guards moved in.
I don't know, Otis. Those locks look pretty rusty. I bet you could blow them wide open.
That is a great idea! Captain Coco, you are a certified genius!
So that is another
Oh,
clue.
shucks. You say the nicest things. Good luck.
And if we look down at the lock, you can see a rusty lock, something small could fit inside. Also of note, there is a hammer over here that we will be needing. Though not yet. So, irrelevant to this hammer, there are things around the map that you will find that can be picked up. There's no real reason to have them unless you know you need them. If you place them down on the ground, they'll stay on the ground for a while, then they'll just teleport back to their starting spot. So don't worry about it if you pick something up and realize, oh, I don't need it, just drop it. Either keep track of where you put it down or wait for it to respawn back to its original spawn location. So there's no harm if you pick something up ahead of time. So we're going to also go back here because there is a interesting scene. And I avoided this back alley because I didn't want to trigger it while I was looking for money.
Yeah, you! Want to see something hilarious? There's a pack of Piranha Poodles in this alley that can't stand the sound of this thing. Watch. Oh, what's the matter? Can't you reach your lovely bony din-dins? All right, that's enough, you mangy mutts. Go lay down. I said that's enough. We guard the governor now, not you pathetic pooches. So get used to it. Now move along and don't start any trouble. I'm on break.
So when we were in the jail, they mentioned that they could use some tiny explosives. And right there is a pair of gunpowder gummies.
Hey, get your own snacks, you thieving pirate wannabe.
So he won't let us take
burn
it.
a hole in your tongue.
Poor pooches. Alright, let's head back to the bar. Here we're back at the bar. I also wanted to point out real quick, that we have, in addition to our quest book, the inventory of the general store. As you can see, we have purchased the chef uniform. And we keep in mind there that there are deluxe fuses for 70 pieces. We're going to need those as well. But right now, we need to come back here and impersonate
Oh, so you finally decided to show up,
the
huh?
assistant.
Well, you can make yourself useful and start on the meat stew. The recipe's on the table. I'm going on my break. Don't let the customers touch anything, especially not the grog.
Okay, need to be careful with that cleaver there. Alright, now we have free reign of the kitchen. Let's go around the corner. Yeah, okay. We're going to get our mug out, which I have pre-emptied off camera because my guy was drunk for a while. And we're going to refill it. And he mentioned that there is a recipe. This is relevant. We're going to need that as well. But first, let's take care of the patrons. So we're going to start refilling their tankards. I know it's not showing the animation, but we are refilling it. And out he goes. Let's grab that Clocktower key. Thank you. Now you can drink this grog yourself. Be warned if you do. That's all I can tell you. I have done so. It was an experience. Give him some more. Oh, he's not looking too good. You want some more, don't you? Scam himself. And I'll take my tip. Thank you. 35 pieces of 8. Like, he was loaded. It's good thing no one else is paying attention to what we're doing to the guys at the same table. Third time's a charm. Down he goes. Yoink. 45. Very nice. So that's going to be the 70 that we need. That's before we grab that chunk of meat. You see what we have here. We have leeks, onion to be diced, and a recipe book. Use this recipe to create a dish imbued with the strength of mojo to protect the town against dark magic. You will need these ingredients. For something rich and hearty, use a tender cut of meat, which is behind us. A knitch mordant flour, ground to add extra treat. We don't actually need to grind it. Diced onion, just one will do for a sharp, tangy flavor. A freshly caught red herring for no reason whatsoever. Sliced leek, chopped very finely to ensure all are well fed. And my special root beer sprinkles, made to ward off the undead. Place them all into a pot to stew a mighty feast. And serve as soon as possible to strengthen men and beast. Alright, so we have added the recipe to our book. And what we need from outside of this room will be the red herring and the flour. There is a key right here. So we can open the back door. This will give us a fishing spot. And the root beer sprinkles are up here. Oh, as well as the flour. So the flour is actually in the room. Let's grab ourselves a red herring. All right, and we have a red herring. Not a very pretty looking fish, is it? Okay, I'm gonna plop it on the ground. So we're gonna start with a chunk of meat. Followed by the flour. Dice the onion. I believe the herring was next. Slice up the leek. And then finally, we need root beer sprinkles. Now, the recipe mentioned that this is good for warding off undead, which was kind of the clue we needed there. This is not actually for the men. It also mentions that it's good for beasts. So we're going to take this, head back through the town, and we're going to feed these poor, hungry pooches. Enjoy, my guys. Yeah. Looks like I hit the spot.
I told you not to start trouble. Get back in your cage. Gummies for the lot of you.
Gummies for the lot of you. I wouldn't do that.
Root beer! Get back, you filthy flea bags! Stay away from me! Somebody save me before I go!
And away they go. So we're going to keep track of this. We need this skeleton here in the future. We need a couple of things from here. We need his money. Thank you. And we need the gunpowder. Gummies. And I just dropped them right on the ground. So we know where these go because we have already been to the jail. There are actually 2 locks that we can interact with. Now we actually need to be able to light them. And if you'll recall, in the general store there was a second item what we needed the
Ahoy there, fancy pants.
70 coins for. Which would be the gunpowder fuses. Thank you. Quest book update was just showing that it's been purchased. Break out the lantern. I shouldn't get anyone's attention. Get back, Otis.
Yes. I don't believe it. Freedom after all these years. The smell of the sea, the touch of the moonlight. We are free, Captain Coco. Mwah!
Hooray!
Now we can do all the things we ever dreamed of. Travel the world, see the pyramids.
Open a furniture store!
Well, I mean, not that. That's pretty silly, but we can start over, build new lives for ourselves.
Like running a furniture store.
Hey, enough with the furniture store! I didn't spend all that time locked up just to collect chairs. I want to have an adventure.
And I want to sell nested mahogany tables at affordable prices.
Hey, that's stupid!
You're stupid!
You know what? Fine. Stay here and have your stupid furniture store. I hope it makes you happy. I thought we were friends.
The animations are done so well in this. So we're going to need Captain Coco. And in here we can get a skeletal left arm. So let's grab up Coco. We're gonna need him. We still need to actually collect up some pieces of 8 because we're going to need to make another purchase, but we can't make it quite yet. What we need next are those cute monkey toys for 60 pieces of 8. I'm just bringing him along because we're going to need him over here. But you know, the key reset itself. I dropped it somewhere along the way. I'm not sure. But we're going to turn this in, whether or not this is going to end up resetting itself, or if we can even turn it in there yet. Yeah, there we go.
Hey, what are you doing? I was just getting comfortable. Although, if this is about getting to Threepwood, I'm in. I've got a score to settle. But first, I'll need some kind of body. But not just any body. A magnificent body, worthy of bearing my terrifying demonic countenance on a new campaign of terror and destruction.
So this is another point where we have a side mission that we didn't complete because we didn't realize that there was, relative to taking Murray on a tour of the town's key locations. So we found 7 of 9. Didn't realize there was a limit, a side mission. So I'm going to run around his head and see if we can find all 9 of them before we actually use him for the story purpose.
Not much in the way of nightlife. Hey, seeing all these ghostly guards gives me an evil idea. If you can get me a new body, I could pretend to be one of them and sneak you into Threepwood's place. What do you say? There's gotta be a convenient corpse lying somewhere around here.
Oh, there is, Murray. But not getting there yet.
Finally, something worth
fancy
stealing.
pants.
Sure is quiet. Almost too quiet. Did you take a wrong turn back there? Ah, rotten place of torment and despair. I already feel at home. I used to enjoy a grog or two, but now it goes straight to my head. Know what that moon reminds me of? Death and destruction. Look out! No, really, this guy's the lookout.
And that was the final location. All right, running back through town. Now that we have all of the 9 locations for him, I'm going to go ahead and turn in his head.
Say, that body looks like a good fit for me. Why not let me take it for a test drive, and I'll get you to Guybrush.
And touch his head.
Nope, can't get her started. Seems to be missing a few necessary parts. Let's see here. I can't rain terror upon my enemies standing on one leg. Find me a femur bone from somewhere so I can stride across their fallen bodies with pride.
So we need to get his femur. We also need to get both arms. We saw one arm in the jail. Let's grab that real quick, like. There's another NPC that we have actually run past. I didn't point him out. That we're going to have to interact with real soon. That has one of the bones.
Nope, can't get her started. Seems to be missing a few necessary parts. Let's see here.
Before we head back toward the pub, we're going to pick ourselves up a hammer. This guy real quick, like.
Sorry, but these items here, they're display models, not for sale.
Display models.
Hey, it's not my fault these Legend of Monkey Island action figures are hot property. My latest shipment got sunk down at the docks just as it arrived. Oh, then you need an exclusive Legend of Monkey Island meet and greet ticket, one of which I just so happen to have. Only one in existence.
Oh, that's lovely. Yes, we need that ticket.
But I can tell just by looking at you that you can't afford such a sought-after item. Maybe we can work out some kind of deal. Tell you what, if you can bring me my missing cargo, I'll not only give you the ticket free of charge, I'll be able to sell you some other mementos. Deal? Deal. Now, get going.
Alright, again, we're gonna need that cute monkey toy soon. So we need to get this guy his missing cargo. Now, you mentioned that there was a ship that sunk. See the mast sticking out there? That would be the ship. So I'm gonna pop this down right here. Take a look in the water. Sunken ship. Missing cargo. So we're gonna pop up out of the water here. You can see there is a crane up above. Now this is a little bit easier with another player because they can actually look and see where it is landing. Go ahead and lower it all the way down in the water. So it needs to go to the right a little bit. Come up to the top. Looks probably pretty close, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. All right. I believe we need to cut it free. There we go. Now we can lift it out. Grab the hammer. Read a delivery note. To citizen of Melee. Not very descriptive, is it? Now, we don't have the money yet to buy the stuff that we need, but that's fine. Because I want to swing by the tavern anyway to show you the clues that we need to lead us to this.
Hey, that's my cargo. I thought it'd be fish food by now. Looks like I'm back in business. This meet and greet ticket will get you an audience with the legend of Monkey Island. Only one in existence, but I'd say you've earned it.
Now we still need a little bit of money, and we're gonna get that from the Clocktower. But before we go to the Clocktower, I'm gonna show you the last character that we kind of bypassed, which is Spiffy here. You can see he's carrying a bone. We need the femur for Murray. Also, there is a side mission for listening to everything that Spiffy has to say. Clearly, I didn't hear him out completely on the last run. Who's a good boy?
Spiffy.
He actually said Spiffy. Aren't you a little short for a pirate?
Probation.
He's on probation. It's interesting that he can squeak out an English word at the end of his barking. Can you do any tricks?
Card. 3 of hearts.
3 of hearts. May I have that bone?
Monkey.
See, he wants a monkey. So we've listened to everything he had to say, and I had 4 out of 6 on my achievements, so I'm pretty sure that after we give him the monkey, we need to talk to him again. I didn't do that last time. If we're going to afford it, we need to come back here and grab that key again. Yoink. Thank you. Head up to the clock tower. Hang on to that key, we're going to need it again. Make sure there aren't any pieces I ate. I don't believe there are. There is at the top, but I don't think there are any on the way. Just being thorough. Yeah, we don't need the key anymore. Of note, there is a wheel here. Keep that in mind. And there is a skeleton arm that is jamming up the clock. First, we want to grab some money. We're still 16 shy on the money that we need. Grab that. Head back down and give it to Murray. All right, and I need to find 16 more
Seems to be missing a
piece
few
of 8
necessary parts.
so I can buy the monkey. So give me a minute here.
I can't rain.
All right, we have found the remaining money that we need to find. 67 piece of 8. And we're going to purchase the cute monkey toy.
That's a cute stuffed toy modeled after the three-headed monkey of Monkey Island. Very popular with kids and animals, or so I'm told.
Very popular with animals. Thank you. Also over here is a history book for 200 pieces of 8. It is not necessary to purchase that to complete the story, but there is an achievement for it, so we will be purchasing it. By the way, if we jump up and down. Vicky. All right. There you go, Spiffy. Who's a good boy?
Look behind you! The three-headed monkey!
Don't be ridiculous. You must think we were born yesterday.
You'll need to do better than that to fool us, Bone Brain.
So let's talk to him again. Enjoying your new toy? Buyer's remorse. So I'm not sure what the 6th saying is that we have to talk to him for. That's alright. Moving on, we have the femur. We're coming, Murray. There you go, buddy.
At last, my new reign of demonic terror can... Easy now. It's been a while since I had limbs to worry about. All right, here we go. I'm getting the hang of this. Let's get you into that mansion.
This is gonna take a little while.
Now, marvel at my mastery of impersonation. Yar, one of the governor's guards I be. I be adoring the legend of Monkey Island so much, and... Oh, forget it.
Hey, Walt! Those gummies rotting your brain? Your shift doesn't start until midnight.
Of course I knew that. I just thought you might be, wanting to take an early break.
Not a chance. You know what the boss does to people who slack off. Come back after midnight.
Alright, so Murray's gonna go just chill out on the wall and wait for midnight. We, however, are not. As you can see, it is 10 o'clock, but not for long. We mentioned that there was a wheel here in the clock tower. We should go backwards here. Which is forward, but backwards for us. Because we're behind it. Now, you would think that would have gonged at 11 o'clock.
And where do you think you're going?
I have a meet and greet ticket right here.
Oh, yeah? Let me see that. Seems genuine. Funny, I thought we'd gotten rid... Well, only one thing for it. There. I booked you in for the next available session. Come back and speak to my colleague after the clock strikes midnight.
It is after midnight.
Well, the thing is, it's, shift change. Yeah, that's right, shift change. I can't let you through, because then my colleague, who is unfortunately delayed, would take the blame if anything happened, see? Sorry, but until my replacement arrives for an official handover, you're staying here.
So we just need Murray to mosey over here. Give him some time. Okay, some audio bit. So in order to get Murray to come over here, we need to come over and talk to this pirate. This guard.
Well, that about does it for my shift. You know what to do. Keep everyone out of the mansion at all costs. No exceptions.
Yeah. Do I tell you how to do your job?
You okay, Walt? You sound weird.
Oh, it's, allergies. You know, from the Poodles.
Oh, right. Stupid mutts almost took a bite out of me last week.
Our diabolical scheme is working perfectly. Get up to the mansion and find Threepwood. I'll keep watch. Revenge shall soon be mine.
Off to the mansion, which honestly looks a little bit more like a monastery to me. It's a very nice looking place, isn't it? I mean, it could, you know, use a little bit of renovations.
Meet again. Then you must know why I'm here.
It's my grandfather's map, isn't it? You want to find the treasure.
Don't you see? You're the only treasure I need, Plunder Bunny. I'm here to rescue you.
My hero. Oh, you're the greatest pirate who ever lived.
Not so fast, you mutinous mud skipper. That's my bride-to-be.
I don't think so. The only thing you've got a date with is my sword.
Ha!
All right, time to come in.
Go away, please.
You can see him through the window, playing with the little figurines.
Not today, thank you. Important gubernatorial business going on. I told you no more autographs. Leave me alone. Would you be quiet? My wife is sleeping. Ah!
Look, Lutikins, we have company. They must want to hear all about your courageous deeds.
Ludicans.
But honey pumpkin, I'm busy with my memoirs. I can't be disturbed or I'll miss my deadline.
Now, we mustn't be rude. And look, they have a meet and greet ticket.
Oh, all right. Welcome to the official Legend of Monkey Island meet and greet event. Your once-in-a-lifetime chance to hear all the seafaring adventures of the mighty pirate Guybrush Threepwood. Straight from the legend himself. No food or drink permitted during the event. Please keep your hands and feet inside the mansion at all times. The Trial and authorities are not responsible for any loss of property, injury, or death incurred during the presentation. The legend begins right here on Melee Island, on the day of my arrival. The pirate leaders immediately recognized my natural talents. And so did Governor Marley, who was instantly swept off her feet. Unfortunately, there was one pirate who refused to acknowledge my obvious greatness, the ghost pirate LeChuck, who was also smitten with Elaine and spirited her away to the mysterious Monkey Island. Gathering a loyal crew and the finest ship available, I sailed in search of LeChuck's pirate lair. Having single-handedly concocted a powerful root beer to destroy ghost pirates, I cornered LeChuck and gave him the biggest spritzing of his afterlife. I kept the bottle. It's one of my most treasured possessions. Unfortunately, it's true what they say. You can't keep an undead, obsessive, vindictive, demonic sea scourge down. I had to tangle with LeChuck again before finally ridding the world of his evil once and for all. I returned to Monkey Island triumphant, married my beloved Elaine, and we set sail on our honeymoon. Then, why can't I remember? And what was with that weird fog anyway? Once everyone learned of my heroic deeds, they insisted I become governor of Melee Island. And that concludes your premium meet and greet session. Cheers!
So, there's your story.
Thanks for stopping by. Oh, be sure to check out our exclusive merchandise. We have gifts for the whole family. Oh, and please, leave quietly. My wife is very, very sleepy.
So as you can tell, he's not entirely there. There's a bit of a curse on him. Bring up our lantern here. And you'll want to pilfer through the room, because there will be monies and whatnot in it. 85. Like I said, we're going to need 200 for the history book. That is not required for completing the mission, but is an achievement. What's relevant in here is this chest here, which needs a key, and what he claimed to be his wife sleeping. Unable to interact with. If I remember correctly, maybe it was this? Now we can interact with her. Monkeys! Up the fireplace. So let's pick up Elaine's letter. For those who are interested in reading it, you can pause. This is Elaine's letter here. Basically, this is a letter for anyone who's come along, because she knows that Guybrush is not himself. And she mentions that she's left the special bottles that he mentioned, the root beer bottles, which is what we care about here. And the key in order to access them. You see there's 4 bottles there because you could have 4 people on this quest.
Drop anchor, you barnacle-brained buffoons, and prepare to make land. There's treachery afoot.
That would be LeChuck. Let's go outside to greet him. Shake up this bottle.
Well, well, what have we here? An unwanted intrusion into my masterful delusion. Threepwood always was pathetically easy to manipulate. Once I'd convinced him he was a mighty pirate hero, his raging ego made all this possible. So long as he believes he's the legend of Monkey Island, he'll never want to leave this place. And it's all thanks to this. Pirates on your precious Sea of Thieves practically tripped over themselves to deliver me this sword.
They couldn't wait to help their beloved pirate lord. It's not about the gold. It's about the glory. Oh, the Sea of Thieves is such a special place, where sickeningly sweet stories can last for all eternity.
And once this burning blade is restored, those waters will be mine to rule as I see fit. So you see, I really can't let you stand in my way. Fortunately, my skeletal shipmates have gotten mighty restless, keeping watch on Threepwood.
I've got a
I'm
burning
sure
blade
they'll
too,
take
buddy.
good care of you while I set sail for Monkey Island.
So he's gonna start sending his waves of pirates, or ghost pirates. Fortunately, we've got this.
We have to stop them. I'm done for.
Oh yeah, that looks unpleasant. You don't actually need to fight them. Just use the root beer. Oop, a little close. Away, buddy. Hit me.
This ends here.
Not in the face.
It's root beer. Run!
Get them! Captain's orders! Get them! Captain's orders! That's not fair!
So, now that there is no longer any guard, we can actually go in here.
Thanks to you, LeChuck has withdrawn, and Root Beer has rid this place of his evil influence. The power of Mojo can return at last. We have much to discuss, but I sense you may have unfinished business here on Melee Island. When you are ready to depart, return to me here. I shall be waiting.
And we just need to speak to her to end the mission. Of course, we need 200 pieces of 8 to finish our purchasing spree, so we got a little bit to go. So I want to head back to the mansion and actually look around for some money, because We ran through it for the story purposes, as well as there are some seats in there for the side quest, which will be included in a separate montage, assuming that we have time. So I'm going to check and see if Spiffy has something else to say now that we've completed everything.
Governor? Chuck.
Excellent. So there was his final conversation piece. I had a hunch. So there's another achievement, which is to read about Guybrush's re-election campaign, which is a poster right here at the back of the bar. Here's our final piece of 8 in the church. I missed one on the seat here. So let's get out here and let's buy our book. Purchase history book. The concise history of Melee Island. Again, I'm not going to read this to you guys, but if you want to pause the video and read it yourself, feel free to. There you go. Just dropped it. Thanks for letting us read it. We're just going to drop it at your feet. Now I'm going to wrap up the stuff that we need for this video. Namely, we sit in the last spot, get that on camera, and that will finish unlocking everything because this will complete all the accommodations. And then I'll meet you guys back here to talk to the lady and wrap up the quest. So I mentioned earlier that there are some side quests that we didn't complete, one of which involves finding all of the story locations where you actually sit down and listen to some backstory. And what you're looking for are things like this, where it just says take a seat, and you'll see a little quill next to it. So if we sit down.
Ah, these docks sure are pretty. You get a great view of the ocean. From here, I can see the spot where Sheriff Shinetop tried to drown me.
And I believe there's another one just, where is it? Right over here. Somewheres. Ah, see the ink quill. There it is.
Oh, I remember my first visit to the Scum Bar. It was noisy, filthy, and I immediately felt like I was in mortal danger. The kind of place I'd always wanted to belong.
There's another quill and a seat next to it.
This unfriendly character handles some of the more unsavory deals on Melee Island. He's a useful guy to know. I wonder where he got that fancy coat.
So back here near the Poodles, you can see there is a quill here, so we can sit in the seat.
It's an alleyway. Not too glamorous, but I guess they have their uses. This one seems oddly mysterious.
Here in the jail, we have a seat next to a quill.
Cause too much trouble and you might end up in prison. There's not much to do here except count the rats. My pal Otis seems to spend a lot of time stuck down here.
And in the general store, there's a seat next to a quill.
The only general store on Melee Island. The storekeeper gets a little paranoid around pirates. Then again, I did kind of break into his safe once. Maybe he's got the right idea.
And there's a seat here in the Scum Bar with a quill next to it.
The pirate leaders have pretty much staked a claim to this room. I can't think of anyone who'd want to argue with them. From here, they dispense wisdom to wannabe pirates.
And a seat outside of the mansion.
The fanciest place on Melee Island. Before I could get inside to meet Elaine, I had to subdue a pack of Piranha Poodles. They're actually quite cute when they're sleeping.
Inside the mansion is another chair with a quill.
Some of the most priceless treasures ever looted are on display here. I came to steal one, and that's how I met my plunder buddy.
So there's another quill bottle here. We're looking for our final spot. Did it fall off the roof? I mean, we can get up there. Give me a second to parkour my way up there. Yeah, it was in that corner. Oh, here it is. Take a seat.
Oh, what a view. That big church is where I came face to face with the dread pirate LeChuck in his true form. Good thing I had a secret weapon.
Nice. Well, grab the book that I paid so much money for. And let's head out of here. Oh. Ah, so this is probably going to be the starting book for the next installment when it comes out.
We have much to discuss, but I sense you may have unfinished business.
I've done all I can here. I'm ready to go home.
When you are ready. As you have learned, the memory of this island has become a prison for Guybrush. A cage crafted from his own vanity and given life by the Sea of the Damned. He is so beguiled, he does not even notice the absence of his wife. But Guybrush and Elaine are not the only ones in peril. LeChuck has come to know the Sea of Thieves and envies the power and status of its pirate lord. If he is not stopped, then he will continue to seek that power for himself. But LeChuck's lair lies deep beneath Monkey Island, and only Guybrush knows the way. Do not lose hope. There is a way to clear the head and free the heart of Guybrush Threepwood. But it will take time to prepare. There are those in the living world who will wish to know all that you now know. I shall send them word of my plan, and when the time is right, I sense they will seek your help once more. For now, I shall return you to your ship. Guybrush owes you a great debt of gratitude. Next time we meet, I shall make certain he repays it.
All right, and that was the first installment of the Monkey Island Tall Tale. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed playing back through it and showing you guys everything. It's a great story. It's very fun to play through, and I recommend it even if you've watched this. It's still fun to do yourself. So thanks very much for coming out, and hopefully I'll see you in a future video. If you enjoyed this, you may want to check out one of these other videos, and thank you very much for your time.